Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship 2013. We have a fantastic League of Legends game coming up next. It's SK Telecom versus SK Gaming. It's the battle of the SKs. That's coming next. But before we do that, we have a special presentation courtesy of one of our sponsors that make all of this possible. So please support them. It is, of course, Raidcool. We're going to invite a man to come up. And when we've done the presentation, we're going to give you guys at home the chance to win a 240 gig Intel SSD drive. All you have to do is join the Raidcool channel 1997, and we'll explain how you can enter that competition once we've had the presentation. So please give a big round of applause to Mr. Arthur Sun from Raidcool. Hey Arthur, how are you doing?
Thanks.
The stage is yours, sir.
Okay, thank you. Hello everyone, it's good to see you here again. Well, for those who haven't used it before, Raidcool is a professional team voice messenger. It's easy to use and totally free. Well, after 2 days of introduction, I think some of you must have already tried using Raidcool. So did you have fun? Well, today I'm going to share with you one of my best tricks on how to win League of Legends in random matching mode. Well, I'm not saying that it guarantees you to win in every battle, but it will definitely help you to increase your winning chance. Well, League of Legends is a game for team, so communication is a fatal part. You know, the first time I played League of Legends, like many new players, I have tried to solo and win a game all by myself. And it was always turned out to be a total disaster. You know, every time I tried, I was trapped in the situation of confronting at least 2 opponents. It was as if everyone on the other side knew where I was. So I realized you can never win a battle without communication and collaboration with your teammates. So next time you play, remember to use Raidcool and communicate. For many summoners here, I think, including me, we play more random matching mode a lot. Even for some pro gamers, this is the same. We play more random matching mode with strangers rather than with your teammates, because it's troublesome to arrange playing time every day that suits everyone in your team. So next time, if you decide to play random matching mode, remember to use Raidcool, because Raidcool is the best choice for you to achieve a better communication with strangers. Actually, I'm sharing a process with every one of you, and here it is. Next time you play League of Legends, remember to run Raidcool the program. And then after you team up with 4 other guys and entering the hero selecting screen, you just type join Raidcool group 1997. If you have a password, then also tell the others. The password is good gaming, for example. And then after choosing the heroes, the other 4 guys joins into the Raidcool group. Because the other team can't see what you're typing here, so actually you have just finished establishing an excellent cooperation with your teammates secretly without them knowing. And I don't need to tell you what to do next. Just go and crush them. Well, if you play other games, other online games, you could also share this process with other players by yourself. Make the best use out of Raidcool. And here are several things that you should keep in mind. First of all, always talk politely with others, especially with strangers. And secondly, using your Raidcool group doesn't make you the leader of the team. Everyone in your team is equal. And last but not least, don't curse even if you lose. Well, that's all for today. Tomorrow I'm going to share with you an awesome feature of Raidcool. Thank you very much.
Arthur Sun from Raidcool. Thank you very much, Arthur. It's fantastic. Some keys to winning against League of Legends players. I've done that myself. And the key thing I wanted to explain is that Raidcool is free and very easy to install. Takes less than a minute.
That's right.
Okay, Mr. Arthur Sun, everyone from Raidcool. Thank you very much.
Everyone. Have fun.
Thanks, Arthur. Okay, so we have a prize-winning thing for you on Raycall right now. So just go to raycall.com, download Raycall, install it. It takes 47 seconds, according to Arthur, and you can take part in our chance to win a 240 gig SSD courtesy of Intel. Also, if you're here in the audience right now, we're going to be doing a freebie giveaway in just a few minutes' time, so don't go too far away. I've used Raycall. It's very easy to use, trust me. And I have to admit that I do curse a little bit when I'm using it. Sorry, Arthur. Anyway, my support and thanks goes to Raycall. Thank you very much for supporting the Intel Extreme Masters. And stay tuned. We've got SK Telecom versus SK Gaming. It's coming very soon indeed.
Nice laptop.
Thanks, it's an Ultrabook convertible.
All right, settle down. What's all this then?
It's a laptop and tablet in one.
Crikey!
Is it powered by coal and steam?
No, it's powered by Intel.
Suddenly, everything else seems old-fashioned. The Ultrabook convertible. A laptop when you need it, a tablet when you want it.
Professional-grade communication tool. The choice of professional teams. Perfect stream viewing experience. Chosen by online streamers. Easy-to-use voice messenger service. Chosen by over 12 million gamers.
Communication is always vital when competing in tournaments. Winning a match requires perfect coordination. You cannot win by yourself.
Raid Call. Communication for winners.
That up, take it higher. Tear this mother up, start a riot. Don't stop, turn that up, take it higher. Tear this mother up, start a riot. There's a glitch inside my system, rushing through my whole existence. Got me twisted, can't resist it. Something flipping on my switch. Take 'em, break 'em, make 'em feel it. Mix it up and mess up, feel it. Pressure is riding me hard. Killer goes right through my heart. And there's no antidote, and there's no antidote, and there's no antidote, and there's no antidote. There's no antidote. start a riot. Don't stop, turn that up, take it higher. Tear this mother up, start a riot. There's some glitches in my system, rushing through my whole existence. Got me twisted, can't resist it. Something flipping on my switch. Take 'em, break 'em, make 'em feel it. Mix it up and mix 'em, feel it. Pressure is riding me hard. Killer goes right to my home. There's no ending. There's no ending.
Welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters World Championships. I don't know about you guys, when I get home, I am winning LoL over and over. Can't wait. Pretty cool stuff.
I have to admit, it's difficult to focus here backstage. The excitement is huge at the moment. You know, there's just so much to see and has been a lot on show throughout the entire day. At the moment, though, 3 games left in the day. It's 3 teams that have qualified against 3 teams that have not qualified. So it was difficult picking one. We decided to go with SK versus SK because we wanted to say and predict that SK will win.
We just wanted to mess Lee up.
Yeah, just make Joe said make their job as hard as possible.
Yep.
But that being said, it's still going to be a really close, tight, exciting game. Both teams have been playing very, very well throughout the course of the day. Suno has been here filling in for mightily, as our original team seed said, for SKT1, and he's been doing an incredible job running that Lux multiple times down against the bruisers in the top or the bottom lane, whichever way they decide to switch it around. He was playing against MYM there, and they just won that game. That was their last one. It was quite a convincing game.
It was. I think there was around a number of Luxes as well in some of the games on the alternative stream with Papa Smithy and Pastry Time. And SK Telecom won. They've had very good performances, but I think the one that we have to talk about the most in terms of plays has been Raven's Twitch.
He's just been so many times. He's had at least 3 that we've seen. He had it again against MYM there. Did incredible amounts of damage. We saw it in the first game against Woong. Destroyed him in 3 shots before the end of the game. And if SK give it to him now, I'm not really sure what can
Talking about that as well, during the course of the previous game, EG versus SK, we actually had the second stream up, in the back here while we were busy watching, just to keep tabs on how they were doing against MYM. Towards the closing moments of that match, Raven went 1 versus 3 with his Twitch, came out of stealth, and got a double kill before going down. I mean, it was just so strong, really, really powerful champion, and I wonder if SK Game are going to decide to ban him out.
Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest to see the ban, but as we said, he's still a very risky champion. He's still very squishy. He can be aggressive early, but again, he is very squishy in the process. They might still feel they can take that down. That seems to be the, I don't want to say mistake, but that's the way the other teams so far have been underestimating him and giving him that opportunity. So we'll see. SK, I mean, unfortunately, we have said they are technically out now, so they are playing for fun, playing for pride. So they might give it a go, play something they want to do. Maybe they'll switch their top laner with their mid laner by any chance.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if we'll see another Singed. What used to be a rare champion, that's been 3 games in a row now, we've had a Singed. And every single game pack, every single game, Singe has made a very big impact.
I stand to be corrected on this one. I think every game SK Gaming has lost has been against a Singe.
I did see that in the Reddit thread. Three games against the Singe, they won it. One game without playing against Singe. 3 games against Singe, they lose all 3. As soon as there's no Singe in the game, SK won it. Just a little stat for you. But again,
while you are thinking about how deep that is, go to Twitter right now, hashtag IEM, and tell us who your favorite player is and why, and then we'll like you more.
Yeah, so like hashtag IEM.
In terms of players who's my favorite, especially from the day, I think I definitely have to call probably Shy out for his Singe. I know we've been talking about it a lot, and we really are hyping it up, but it was so incredibly good. You know, he just went pretty much full AP. He was building an AP mage and tanked absolutely everything, and just every fight he picked was the right fight, and he's almost single-handedly won all of those engagements.
He just wants the monitor. That's what he wants.
Well, that's right, because, of course, if you head over to facebook.com/IEM, you're going to vote for those MVPs.
On Saturday. The vote doesn't open until Saturday, but you can still head over to the page and get all the information you want.
We know it's hard to remember all of this information from all of them games, but do the best you can. Remember the things that have stood out, because when we throw up that vote on Saturday, you know, and your votes that count, and you get to determine who takes home that really, really sweet monitor. So, last game of the day, SK versus SK. I predicted an SK victory. We're just waiting for Neff to jump in here and we can get this match underway. As we've said, it's just for seeding now.
Yes.
Let me pull the groups up very, very quickly so we can see sort of how it sits.
CJ enters Frost, currently 3-1, sitting at the top of the group as they stand. Nexus Esports, 3-1. SK Telecom T1, 3-1. Those are our top 3. Now, all 3 of those teams are about to play. Nexus Esports playing against Evil Geniuses, Frost playing against MYM, and we're about to see SKT versus SK. So, they can't all go 4. They can all technically go 4-1 if they all win them.
Yes, if they all win their respective games, it'll then go 4-1, and it's going to determine, you know, based on their time coefficients and their matches between themselves as to who actually advances. I read something from one of the admins who was saying that if both Korean teams and a Nexus win, so if all 3 teams win, all right, so if they can, what will then happen is SK Telecom 1 will be first, CJ enters Frost will be second, and a Nexus will place third based on the time coefficient in that 3-way tie. So if we assume top 3 beat bottom 3, it will end up being SKT1, CJ Frost, and then a Nexus.
So that would put a Nexus versus Blaze tomorrow. Frost coming out second would go against... Yeah, I had it in my head. It was there on the screen. Where did he go? Millennium. There we go. Yeah, against Millennium and Gambit, and then SKT would wait for the results of those quarterfinals to find their semi-final opponents.
So there really is the possibility of a Blaze versus Frost.
It really is.
It is really, really close to having that rematch of the OGN Winter semi-final.
No. If they all win, Frost goes second.
Oh, yes,
Blaze
if they all, well, okay, even
Frost would play
if
Millennium, Blaze would play
either way,
Nexus.
if they place third, they'll face off against the team. If they play second, they'll place off against Millennium. But yeah, you know, it's still up in the air. We still don't really know what to expect. And the fact that these 3 lower half teams, if they play a bit almost recklessly or carelessly, they can pick up wins. Because for them, it's just about bragging rights now.
Yeah, exactly. If the top 2 win and one of the guys goes 2-3, you still got that 4th place to be proud of. You still got that extra little bit there. And of course, no one wants to come into their last game of the day. No more in the tournament. It's still the World Champions. There's still a little bit of prize money for all these teams. Anyone that gets here gets a little bit of prize money. But you still want to be able to enjoy yourself. There's no reason to come into the last game. You've got to be here for 20 minutes and wait for the surrender of nothing else. So there's no point just sitting there and doing nothing. Enjoy yourself. Play your game. Try something new. Try a new strategy. See if you can bring something old out. Just put on a good show. We all know Ocelot, he's going to show, he's going to scream. He likes to put on a show for the crowd. He is an incredible entertainer. So we've still got Niff waiting in there in the spectator slot.
Which is too bad. They were all there. Started.
Yeah,
someone's disappeared. Maybe a smoke break?
Yeah, it'll be getting on the way very, very shortly. They are up on that main stage, and I know that it is. It's a bit daunting. I mean, we've taken a walk out and have a look at the venue, and we actually haven't said too much about the venue here at CeBIT. But it is insane. The hall is massive. I think it's about double the space in terms of the stage that we had last year, and it's just really, really exciting to be here. It's only a Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's a Thursday.
It's a Thursday.
It's a Thursday, and the hall is starting to fill up. You've seen some of the camera shots where we had almost all of the seats full a little bit earlier in the day. Tomorrow for playoff day and Saturday, it's going to get crazy. It's going to be so packed and so full. And if you're in Hanover or anywhere near Germany, make sure you come check it out.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Sorry, I just brought the team sheet up for the other game. That's going on the stream too. CJ Frost versus MYM. Shy has been given singed again. Do people not learn?
Well, MYM, they're going to have to suffer the suffering or deal with the suffering that is Shy's Singed. It's a game that is on stream number 2, so if you haven't checked it out, make sure you go to www.esl.tv/IEM, and you can find all of the relevant strings there. A pair of Aussies taking you through that match.
Yes. Papa Smithy and Pastry Time, they've been doing a great job throughout the course of the weekend and will do for the rest of it. He is up against Coupons Nidalee this time around. That's a different one. We haven't seen Singed versus Nidalee, so maybe there's something in that.
Do a quick rundown of the matchup. CJ enters Frost, Shy on Singed, Cloud Templar Shen, Rapid Star Ari, Woong and Madlife Caitlin and Lulu, MYM Nidalee, Nocturne, Zerath, Varus and Zyra. Make sure you check that one out. How are we doing in our lobby right now? We are still waiting for this matchup to go. We've just heard from an admin that apparently the SK members, their PCs are all logged in, but they're just not at them right now. So we should be tracking them down and pulling them onto the stage for this matchup. It's a difficult place to be in if you are SK Gaming, because there's nothing left to play for. There's still the integrity of the tournament, and these guys are pro players, and they're still going to play at all the games. But where do you find the energy? Where do you find the willpower? How deep do you have to dig, Jared?
Well, when I fictionally was a pro gamer, I don't say it's over. He's coming back.
Pona's still there.
He still exists and he's coming back. I think ultimately anyone that's at this point in their career in gaming is so competitive, fundamentally, that their soul is such a competitive person. I think if it was me, I wouldn't have to dig too far. I might be bummed, but as soon as that game starts, I just turn into a machine and I need to win. I just need to win. And I have a feeling that SK is going to feel the same way, and I think they're going to try their hearts out as hard as they did in every other game, and we should see a really good performance because they can't help it. It's their instinct. They're pro gamers.
Yeah. Exactly. And with a crowd like that outside, you've got the fans, you've got all those numbers. It's that behind you. It's the cheering, it's the noise, it's the enthusiasm from those guys that will keep
There's noise behind us? That's news to me. Can you guys hear the noise out there in spectator land? It's daunting as well. I mean, we've been sitting in and we take the headphones off, and it's arguably louder with your headphones off than it is with them on. So, we'll see how this match plays out. We'll see how deep they can dig, and if they can pick up a win, it's going to at least shuffle our predictions, because we said if all 3 win, we know what's going to happen. But if SKT1 lose, then all of a sudden that top 3 order gets shuffled around, and we might see that Blaze Frost semi-final, which, if I'm honest, I would like to see just because it's exciting to say.
I prefer to see it in the semis than the finals.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to bring up Twitter, see if we can find those #IEM tags, see what kind of people have been picked as fair. Oh, never mind, there's Champions League. I want to look at the current favourite player choices that are coming out, those of you that are tweeting it at us. But SK have snuck back in, returned before we noticed. So, Champions Select is underway. SK have won the coin flip. They are that blue side, and they first banned Lux, as we've seen for the 3rd time so far on stream.
A lot of Lux bans today. Is that targeted?
I'm going to guess it's targeted at Suno this time specifically. He has played, as I said, many times before throughout the tournament. Very, very effective in mid or top lane, depending on where he's put. But of course, they did ban it against Frog and EG as well. So there's a little bit of that involved.
Frog and Lux, Frog and Nivea, champion that he's very, very well known for. And it's a champion that once they do get start snowballing, is so hard to come back from. If that laser starts killing and you start one-shotting people, you can just insta-kill squishies, and it entirely changes the tide of a fight. It's also difficult to watch because it's just queue after queue after queue, and it is a little boring sometimes.
Yeah. Look at the rest of the bands. Yeah, Kale, something we've seen before.
Yeah, easy to see.
And Oriana
targeted against, I guess, Oslo.
Yeah, exactly. It's something we know he's very strong with. He's mentioned before he's very strong with. He played it against EG. Okay, they lost the game, but he landed some clutch 3, 4, 5-man ultimates in some of those situations. And if SK and the rest of the team are in a slightly different setup, that can change the course of the game. It's something that SKT1 don't want to risk.
Yeah, Akali banned. Haven't seen her picked or banned that much this tournament.
Targeted at Reaper, and I think it's specifically for him because we haven't seen it in anybody else today, although I do stand to be correct. Reaper's run it 2 or 3 times in this particular tournament, building a super tanky, getting Warmogs, going for Zonya's Hourglass, and just building that sort of beefy, tanky Akali that has the ability to dash around in team fights. Finally, Vi being banned out once again, targeting that Hercubot. Nothing out of the ordinary. The Spider Lady is in, though, and of course it does mean the Thresh Prince has been locked.
It is Starlost time to show him what he's doing, and we saw a couple of people tweeting earlier on that Raven and Starlost have really performed this weekend. Well, today, sorry, they've only played today on stream. And yeah, I can't argue with that. They played very well. Raven and his Twitch, incredibly strong performances. Some Lulu games from Starlost, very powerful as well. And one of the earlier games off stream, he was 1-0-18. Is a little bit like Edward, but he's got to switch his numbers around. But 1-0-18 is a very powerful score. But they have looked in the second champion. It's going to be Volibear too. So, okay, we didn't see much of him in the first half of today, but now 2 quick games in succession, we're getting him again.
Volibear after Volibear, we've seen the champion time and time again. SK Telecom 1 running. Something that we've seen before, the type of strats, the type of champions they're running. You know, they're a Kali tanky top lane. We've seen actually Wicked doing it a couple of weeks ago, and yes, whether or not where he learned it from is another question. Of course, Volibear being popularized by Diamond Prox and then picked up by a number of EU LCS teams. At the moment, Hercubot is sitting on Udyr and does at the last second swap that out to Shen and then, of course, Jarvan. So trolling me even as I was getting a bit excited about the Udyr pick.
Don't talk about players until they're locked in.
Yeah,
they like
exactly. I would like to see if the Twitch does end up being locked in for SK Telecom 1 because, you know, they have been running it the entire day long. Raven has been doing very well with it, and it does. They're instantly locked in. So we're not really surprised by that. It has been his go-to champion, and against the Sona, a couple of auto attacks, expunge, and that's going to be one dead support.
That's it. And you know, as Hercubot was cycling through the champions, he came on a Taric for a second, made me realize we haven't seen a Taric yet, which is the complete opposite of my solo queue adventures.
Yeah, that's actually very true. I'm trying to think back. Yesterday we've seen one or two.
I don't think we saw any Taric yet. So we mentioned how strong the Taric Jarvan combo is, and the double armor buff, and the single target click stun without the skill shot, but we didn't actually see him played at all. So it's an interesting fight. Still a chance. SKT1 could maybe try something crazy. Thresh top is something we've seen, but I highly doubt it. But again, we still got 3 other games off stream, so it could be in there somewhere. There's that Candy Panda.
Come on, Candy.
I was going to say,
Candy,
they're leaving the AD carry choice till very late, waiting for try and see if Raven picks his Twitch. They now have. Gonna try and make their decision. What do they want to go with? Could be Varus. He's got good damage, consistent damage, the mixed damage, which is something that Twitch has as well. Of course, the magic damage on his W. Big AoE slow ability using his E, which is maybe what he maxes first. Helps control Twitch, keep him in one place, because he does like to be a little bit slippery. So we'll see how they do shape that. And of course, there's a lot of poke, which alongside Sona, we've got quite a bit of stuff.
Candy Panda did play Tristana earlier in the day over on stream 2. It was against the Nexus, and they end up losing that matchup. He has swapped over to Candy Panda at the last second. I'm trying to think about it as well. It makes quite a lot of sense if Twitch does jump in there with his frame prey, just immediately Buster shot him away, get him out of there, and get to safety. But a Jax has been secured, and I think this is the first time we've seen Jax in many weeks. It's not a champion that's been very popular with the changes to Season 3 in terms of itemization.
And considering we had Millennium in the tournament yesterday and advancing, that's very surprising. English in his Jax is something that we all know he helps to play that Jax. Differing opinions on how effective it is, but he does love to play it. But Candy Panda did.
He locked Trist, and you know what? I'm getting him a beer tonight. Thank you, dude. You go with a bang, you go with Tristana.
Pro players don't drink on tournament days.
Of course. Well, he's on SK.
Shots are fired. Shots are fired.
We're bros, man.
Well, I thought Ocelot was going to join you on stage to sing, but now he's going to throw stuff instead.
He's going to dance with his scarf, I thought. Anyway, by the way, we don't have time for that. The game is loading. The players are ready. We're ending the day with two of the best casters on the
planet. That last pick hasn't been locked in yet.
And
yeah, we're not locked in just yet, Joe. You're getting too excited.
First casters.
You're getting too excited.
You were very excited. That's our first casters.
Oh my God.
First play.
And you know, my brain fell out my ear. I saw Trist. I'm like, oh my God, let's get this game going. Let's just get into the casters. Why are we talking? Okay, I'll quickly say the singing thing. I passed the 13,000 whatever followers, so now I have to do Bad Romance. It's going to be on Saturday, on the last day, because that maximizes my embarrassment. That's Carmack's strategy. So if you're hoping for that today, I actually have to go and learn the song. So, and I don't, yeah, it's going to be horrible. And wow, you see I'm sweating already. I've been sweating ever since this happened. It was the worst decision of my entire life. Okay, now we're ready.
Let's give it to the casters now. Let's give it to D-Man and Joe.
Yeah,
they are sitting over there with big grins on their faces. So please, guys, take it away and show us what this game's got in store.
Well, one thing for sure, Saturday is going to be absolutely gaga.
Oh, my word. I think there was just a sly laugh from the whole audience, but, well, What do we think? What are we seeing? Has the playbook of Ocelot gone missing this weekend, or is it going to be a thing of beauty? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the caster desk.
We are there. We are here, in fact. And there, I just suppose it depends where you're watching it, but it is going to be our last game, SK Telecom versus SK Gaming. If we don't get that mixed up by the end, something will have gone desperately wrong.
SK versus SK, what could possibly go wrong in this game?
Yeah, we've got some interesting picks coming out, though. Obviously, getting that Twitch in there once again. Thresh being left here for Starlass, who's been, for me, one of the more impressive supports that we've seen through this tournament.
I've got to be honest, when I saw the picks and bans, and I wasn't convinced on what SK Gaming were pulling out. Jax is a champion that is not too strong right now. We did see Stanley running it in the Stars Wars tournament just this morning, and they lost. And it's the first loss that Taipei Assassins have had in a very long time. So that doesn't bode well, I've got to be honest. And as Panky eloquently mentioned, the fact that Angush is pretty much Jax's #1 fan alongside Dyrus, he didn't pick it at all. And there's a reason for that, because Jax is considered to be relatively weak right now. Reaper on Zed, however, is certainly not a weak champion, and Reaper himself is not a weak top laner. So this one could be interesting. Could we see, though, the first invade of the tournament, Joe? It's looking like we might.
Well, SK right now are certainly looking. I mean, they've got nothing to lose here. Basically, we've got 3 teams who are through, 3 teams who are out, and 3 teams that are through are just fighting for the positions, fighting for that semi-final auto berth, let's call it that here. So they've really got not that much to lose as Cartha's just going through. SK obviously invading completely with 5 men into the top side of this jungle.
Well, they thought about going for this one, actually. They thought about reacting and collapsing in. Instead, SK Gaming just have a guided tour around the jungle, and they managed to see all the sites, and they are just going to stay there, put the wards down, and try and take away the red. SK Telecom T1, though, I did spot them. I don't think even SK realized that Suno was there, and he is just going to transcend and give the information, and then we can see immediately that it looks like a red invade is going to be on from Bielzahan. So they are going to be starting in there, and both teams will be picking up the red buffs, as will they? I'm just seeing whether Hercubot's going to stick around there with Kevin. It looks like they will, and look at that, they're both going to take away the raids as well.
Yeah, so early start here, both teams just exchanging stuff off in the early stages. The question is, where is the action really going to be in this game? I think it's a hard one to call, because like we said, SK have got nothing to lose. They obviously want to end with a win here. That'd be a really nice feeling for SK to, finish 2 for 3 rather than that 1-4 kind of rooted down to the bottom. So we'll have to see how that all works out in the end. Hercubot has got that red buff now. Ocelot on Elise versus what is looking like the AD carry and support lane from SKT1 in the middle lane.
Well, it worked out very well for them against Evil Geniuses. Remember, there was the duo lane. The Caitlyn was up against Ocelot in that mid lane, up against Froggen, sorry, and duo lanes in the mid seems to be working well, and of course that mid turret is very important. SK Telecom T1 currently are topping the group. If all SK Telecom, Frost and a Nexus win their matches, which is a big if, because it would take them all to 4-1, it does mean that SK Telecom would be in first place. They have the quickest time. The difference is between what the teams did against each other. This game means nothing other than simply a win or a loss. As it is, SK Telecom are top, and CJ Enters Frost would be second, and Nexus would be third, which does mean, of course, they'd get straight through to that semi-finals. But that's a big if, because everybody needs to win their matches. Suno, I should say, is not a wrestler. Down in that bottom lane, and Carthus does just back away from the damage of Candy Panda. Candy Panda on Tristana. Tristana definitely a champion. Oh, the hook on towards Ocelot. Are they going to convert it towards the damage? The Ignite goes down. It's going to be first blood. He can't repel away, and it's Bielzahan that picks up the kill.
Really nicely done there, and that was the danger. Oh, Suno in the bottom lane is in a lot of trouble as well. Candy Panda going to flash back away. He's actually tanking up the turret. He uses the barrier, but good old Carthus gets the kills while he's dead.
He tried to flash out and then flash back in, but instead he hadn't ranged it. Now Reaper chasing out towards Kevin. The Ignite's going to run through. The flash comes through. He should get enough damage down. No! Kevin gets to the turret, but the middle turret going down already. Raven and Starlass, like you mentioned earlier on, have played fantastically well. I think it was Panky that was referring to it, but yeah, Monte Cristo talking about it offline, saying that they haven't performed in Korea, and honestly they haven't. In the Stars Wars tournament they have struggled, but here they are once again. Intel Extreme Masters Cologne, they dominated. Intel Extreme Masters World Championships, can they do it again?
Well, they're certainly looking good here at the start of this one. Just a quick update, I heard earlier on that Frost had started their game out with 3 kills at level 1, so they're looking good as well in that one. I can't imagine that they'd end up falling out of that, as SK are going to be pressured here in this top lane. Bielzen is coming in there. He's actually going to have to flash away. It's Reaper now underneath the turret. He can't quite finish off. The Bear's coming back in. Karthus is coming back in. Kevin's dodging pretty much everything that they can throw at him. He's still alive. Why is Kevin still alive? Reaper gonna go down there to Ocelot, who came in to save them, and Kevin, well, it wasn't so much Kevin's skill that kept him in it there.
Well, it's a standard practice. Have they completely lost their minds? How many times have people said, you do not dive a Jax on a turret? It's simple, standard practice, and that Fortitude Potion saved him out brilliantly there. So well played, jumping around, leaping around, counter-striking, stunning people down. Candy Panda tries to go aggressive in that bot lane, just has to jump away from the turret though.
Yeah, they had him pretty much locked up there under that turret with Thresh, but all good in the end. What's this middle lane going to turn out like then? We've actually got Suno in there, of course, with Karthus. Ocelot coming in there into towards that middle. There we go, there's the middle lane for you. Hercubot was just covering it there whilst Ocelot did get himself back over here. And down in the bottom, we are going to see more action kicking off. Nif taking a lot of damage. Raven going to flash in there. They could probably have Candy Panda here. He's going to jump back towards his turret, though. Safe for now.
Safe for now, and he's very low on hit points. If there was a jungler nearby, they could go for him, and you've got to be careful the Starlast doesn't hook in there. Did catch him out, but he managed to jump away from it this time around. Ocelot back in towards that mid lane. He's been on a little bit of a farming session around the map. Obviously did pick up that kill in that top lane as well. First time, and as expected, Raven does pick up the kill down the bottom. We knew he was pretty low hit points. If he stuck around, he was going to go down, and that's exactly what happens. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Ocelot getting taken low by Suno, and Suno with that defile running, forcing Ocelot back.
Yeah, Twitch just going invisible, walking in there, got the kill onto Candy Pan, and that's how it went down. It was really nothing spectacular whatsoever, but I just don't know why Candy Panda would hang around in that situation, to be honest. Getting now back into this top lane here. We are going to see the stun go down, as Suno in the middle lane taking a lot of damage, but they're going to flip Ocelot actually back in towards Suno there. It's like, cheers, Bear, you're not really helping out with that one, but they locked it down before they could catch Karthus.
Yeah, I think Suno was dangerously close. If he hadn't been in that bush, Ocelot would have been able to get another Q off and take him down, but as it stands, he did survive, and it's 5-2 now to SK Telecom Team 1. And leading out Candy Panda, clearing out that bottom wave with his Buster shot. And proving really why teams haven't picked Tristana too much in this tournament so far, because Twitch, that endgame champion, is winning out pretty well.
Yeah, but I mean, Tristana can get that way as well, but you've got to have a decent early game into it, as well as we are going to see the Bear coming back in. They managed to get the hook on Nif. The Flink comes in. Karthus going to say hello as well. Doesn't get the kill. Raven does, though, and he's 3-0-1.
Well, Raven on an unstoppable mission here on Twitch, and that is a dangerous, dangerous thing. If they're going to let him get fed, it's almost like a vein. They're just going to pump out so much damage, and there's Starlast leashing out once again on the Dragon, pulling it down, throwing the shield towards Bielzan, and that's going to be an easy pickup. Surprised that actually, you know, not going to be bothered using Defile. Instead, just letting late wastes coming down there. We do see Kevin actually getting caught out now in this top lane, but they could turn it back on towards Reaper. Reaper taken down very low. The Ignite's running on Kevin, and it will be Reaper that turns it around. Never had any doubt.
Never a problem. And actually, Reaper did jump into the other bush there, completely threw Kevin off. That was really nice micro work by him. And they also took down the Dragon in the process as well. So that's a 3,200 gold lead currently for the Korean side of SK Telecom T1. Blue buff going to be given over to Karthus, as you would expect. There we go, easy pickup for them. No pressure coming out from SK, and now we have Raven trying to get in towards Candy Panda. Gonna put down some damage here. Spray and pray coming out. Nif is gonna be in danger of this one. Can he get the finisher? Expunge, not quite enough. The poison may just be, though, as we just about catch the kill at the top and the one at the bottom. The Raven does go down.
Well, the poison does finish him off at the end there. 4-0-1 now is Raven, and dominating performance in this bottom lane. He's already taken the turret down, and now you can see Starlast going, looking to round towards Candy Panda. Can he get him and pressure him? It's the tower is going to get pushed here. Raven slowly building it up. Candy Panda, I tell you what, I wouldn't be sticking around right now, because that hook could come through, and Starlast just about missing off on that one. Thresh so far, you know, so many times you hear support say, no, He's not overpowered. And maybe they're just trying to tell me because I'm a Riot employee, I don't know. But as it is, we do see Raven in trouble here. The ultimate comes out from Starlass. They get on towards Candy Panda. Barrier does go down, and Candy Panda picks up the kill. Now Starlass in trouble. Hercubot hasn't got Cataclysm. No, not available. Starlass is in all sorts of trouble, though. Nif's going to come through. He gets the power core. That's going to slow down. Tries to turn it around. Pick up a Candy Panda. He gets the kill on Candy Panda. Would you believe it? Something from nothing.
Amazing play there out of Starlass. He was going down anyway, so why not try and take one with him? In the end, he manages it as well. That was...
Look at the grin on his face. He's really happy with that one.
Well, they're having fun at this stage. They know they're through whatever happens, but we've said it before. You can either have maybe one game off tomorrow. Obviously, we will do one semi-final at the end of tomorrow. Or you can have to play through the quarterfinals, which, you know, it's an extra best of 3, which increases your chances of being knocked out in the later stages. SK here playing for pride more than anything else, not wanting to go 1-4 in the group stages.
Well, of course, obviously getting that top place, going through to the semi-final immediately guarantees you more money. It is going to be Raven pressuring on towards Hercubot. There's one expunge. He's maximum stacked up here. He's going to keep the pressure down. Hasn't used spray and pray, but he doesn't really need it because he's going to have another gas to slow down. There's spray and pray coming out just at the right time. Hercubot flashes away and shields. Now Candy Panda's chasing in towards this one. The damage is going to get transferred. That minion wave is just getting dissipated. And now Starlass comes back around, but Ocelot's there. Repels in, jumps towards Raven. Raven getting targeted. Cocoon comes through. Is it going to be enough damage though? Turns on towards Candy Panda. Raven picks up the kill. Ocelot gets the kill down. Crescendo comes out just a little bit too late from Nif there, but it does. The amount of damage was already done, and the kills transfer. Kevin, meanwhile, in the top lane, he's running, jumping, flashing, everything he can to get the hell away from SK Telecom.
Needed to do it as well, because with that Karthus coming in, if that wall of pain had have landed, he wasn't going to be able to get off. And now we see the second turret of this game for SK Telecom. Obviously, they had the middle turret away. I almost said first because it was so early, that middle outer turret that they took. Almost unbelievable. SK going to try and put some pressure here down onto that outer turret. But at the same time, SK Telecom T1 are still pushing the top lane.
Yeah, they are continuing to pressure. Kevin just off the side there. Candy Panda's back as well. I wonder if they're going to maybe try and engage with this one. Starlast has gone back into the bottom. They are. The Cataclysm catches all 3 members of it. The Defile, though, is going to be helping them. But Beelzebub's going to try and run away from this one. Sooner will go down. Candy Panda jumps in, picks that one up. Hercubot was the one that get a kill. Oh, no. Here comes the Karthus ultimate. Can he turn it around? Candy Panda taking low. Beelzebub runs in. Oh, brilliant. Jump and ulti Beelzebub blows him backwards. Reaper, meanwhile, down the bottom lane. Ocelot dives on towards Starlass takes down Ocelot in the bottom lane. Top lane, Hercubot picks the kill off Reaper. The exhaust is running. Beelzebub is trying to get away from there. You can see Candy Panda also around that ward. Beelzebub's just going to try and run and hide and back away.
What a fantastic game this one's turning out to be. Action in the top and the bottom lane as SKT1 are actually pushing through. Oh, here we go, Jarvan coming in. Oh, and he's just about got the recall in before he could be taken down. Bottom lane, as I mentioned, Raven and Starlass going to take out that final outer turret on the map that was left for SK. Now, Candy Panda may even do a decent amount of damage to middle. He obviously has that jump, so can stay a little bit longer than you might expect. In the end, he's like, nah, let's just play this one safe, I'm off.
Indeed, when you see a Karthus coming towards you, you know he's going to wave clear very quickly. When you got no tower, and there's Nif getting caught out, it's going to be Raven on towards him. Spray and pray comes out, but here comes Ocelot. Can he turn it back on towards Raven? Raven has got a lot of damage, but Ocelot, that great giant minion wave, he does try and turn it back around. The ignite goes down. Ocelot in all sorts of trouble. Raven goes into the bush. Can he turn it? No! Ocelot gets him down, but the minions might turn on towards him. He should be safe.
Yeah, that was actually Hercubot who secured the kill there with the flag. Just coming, putting the flag through the head of the rat there. It was now 5-3-3. You know, it looked disastrous start. I mean, if you look at the minions, it still is kind of disastrous. 100 to 60 minions. That's a big difference between the two AD carries. Twitch obviously starting to build up nicely. It got the full workings of that Infinity Edge. Karthus almost finished with the Rod of Ages. We've got the Brutalizer Giant's Belt on Zed already. On the other side, Haunting Guides for Elise, BF Sword, Double Doran's Blade for Tristana in there, and Jax with a Vant Scepter, Doran's Shield, and a Doran's Blade.
It's funny seeing the bottom lane, Starlast actually keeping Ocelot at bay from that turret. It's like, no, do you not know my power of Thresh? I will kill you once again. 2-1-4. Everybody seems to play that Thresh. Is becoming invulnerable. So you see the blue buff transferred to Suno. Meanwhile, in this top lane, Reaper versus Kevin. Kevin with that Fortitude Potion still running, doing what he can to keep the farm up against Reaper. But SK Telecom T1 going to start off the Dragon here. There is a ward placed on it from SK Gaming, and you see Raven putting the damage down on towards that Dragon, but SK Gaming looks like they want to fight for this one. Suno getting pressured just off the camera there, and the hook comes in on towards Hercubot. Not really the person they want. Starlass gets a lot of damage down on him, but immediately you see Suno taking a hell of a lot of damage, and SK Gaming hit and run. Candy Panda takes Suno and runs away. Dragon goes down. SK Gaming, though, could pressure this mid lane.
Dragon for a kill was what we saw, but that might not be the end of it, as you say here. They're moving in on towards this outer turret in the middle lane. This could be SK's first of the game. Obviously, 3 outer turrets already down by SKT1, and that will, in fact, be SK Gaming's first.
So, turret down, Kevin pushing the top lane. Is Reaper able to keep him away? Just gone and got the golems. Looks like he will hold it out one little bit longer. Kevin, though, may well try and engage. Starlass going to get caught out here. Thresh going to get bounced in the air. He shouldn't survive this one. Ocelot does manage to pick up the kill. Meanwhile, you also see that pushing up the mid lane. They may be able to pursue and try and go for the inner turret here. Now that support is down.
Well, quick update in scores for you. CJ and Frost have beaten Meet Your Makers, so they will be going 4-1 in the group. We'll see exactly where that leaves them once the other 2 games are finished. But up until now, this one's certainly very close. Is SKT1 who have the lead in gold, but that might not last them too long. The way that SK are really turning everything around. I mean, that last catch in middle onto Thresh was a big one, as Kevin now going to be in trouble. Counter-strike goes off, but the flip going to bring him back into the 2 of them. Karthus ulti going to be played off here as well, and that will be a kill for Reaper.
Didn't give him the assist, I don't believe there. I don't think the ultimate went off.
No.
So Suno didn't pick up any gold. That's kind of a scumbag move from Reaper there, honestly, because it was almost certainly a kill. Reaper's like, nope, I'm taking this gold, thank you very much, and you're having nothing. Blue buff being transferred to Ocelot. Meanwhile, down the bottom, Raven continuing that farming session, but he is actually being closed on by Candy Panda. Candy Panda was almost double at one point. Oh, sorry, half, I should say, if we're using it in this sense, half the CS of Raven, but he has managed to catch up. He's also picked up some gold, some kills as well, which has helped him out in the gold, but Infinity Edge has been completed. Bielsa caught out with a cocoon there, and the spiderlings being launched in towards him, backs him away.
So this bottom lane, Thresh hanging around here. They're looking to get that pull into one of them, but Nif just coming in there will force them to back off. Actually picked up a pink ward to get rid of the vision in that bush there. SKT1 going to be blind to the fact that Hercubot is ready and waiting. Raven has gone invisible. He's going to move in onto them. He's going to actually come in here on towards Candy Panda. There comes a crescendo. It's a brilliant one. Raven going to be utilizing that other lantern to get away. Flash from Starlass. Raven is super low, but can SK actually catch up here? Starlass going to cause them some problems. Here comes Reaper, going to get exhausted, ulted away by Candy Panda, but he's not finished. He goes in towards Nift, who will flash away. Ocelot, meanwhile, in the middle, taking a lot of damage and is going to be finished off by Bielzahan, and the bottom lane of SK will also be able to back off.
That save from Starlass once again, just supporting perfectly on Raven. The top turret, though, will go down. The most satisfying sound in League of Legends as Jax thumps on the turret. It does mean the middle turret is going to get pressured. Kevin, the hook on towards Nif is going to have the damage. I don't think so. Reaper doesn't want to follow that one through. Starlass keeping the pressure down. Meanwhile, Hercubot, he's going to get caught out. The Defile, he's going to be enough. Is it? No! Bielsa now in trouble. They're trying to collapse on towards him. Reaper's going to come around, though. Doom chase into the bush, and they'll be ready and waiting. It's 11-13. Kills are going back and forward. It's just 18 minutes into this game. It's been a pretty lively one, probably the most aggressive of the day.
Action-packed, and just to mention that Jax, who we see there just waiting in the bush for Reaper.
He's got a ward there.
He has got a ward right on top of him, so Kevin at this point wasting his time somewhat. Reaper actually going to go in for this one. Just puts a bit of damage there to say, I know you're hanging around, don't you think about anything from that. But yeah, we can actually hear in the backstage where we're commentating that just the bass of that Jax thumping on the tower feels good, man. I can only imagine what it feels like to Kevin there as he's hammering. You can probably feel the vibration through his feet as he's hitting it. Like, yeah, that's me. I'm hitting the turrets. But either way, we are seeing SK taking away their blue buff. That's going to go over towards Candy Panda's Tristana. And gold-wise, 2,200 is the difference. Really not a big difference whatsoever. I mean, this Dragon up in 1.5 minutes. If SK win that, maybe pick up a couple of kills with it, or even.
Well, the difference across the board seems to be simply that extra tower and Dragon, and that's really all it is. As kill-wise, they are very much equal. They've managed to pull it back. The AD carries pretty close, just, well, actually tell a lie, it's a 1,500 gold disparity. That's probably where most of the gold difference actually is. Top laners, though, also, we're about 500 gold. Reaper coming in there, not going to let Kevin go back like that. That's just too easy. Can't go back in vision there, and he even may well follow this one through. Has got the Warmogs complete, remember now, so he's going to be a lot more tanky. He's going to pop his ultimate. Kevin's going to counter-strike through. Will catch back and forth, but the damage should be coming out. There's the ultimate coming out. Karthus should take him down. No, doesn't quite get enough, and Kevin runs away, pops that ultimate, and bounces.
Yeah, I think that was a case of, okay, I've got this one, I've got it. Oh, Karthus is on the team, forgot about him. Similar thing to what we see in 1v1s, and then Stan United happens, and then you just say, oh, well, I lost that one, that was silly. Other items while we got in here, Leandra's Torment for Ocelot on Elise. The Locket of the Iron Solari as well, done for Jarvan. On the other side, Zed got his Warmogs, Rod of Ages done for Karthus with the Tier and those Sorcerer's Shoes. Infinity Edge, Zeal, Avarice Blade, Double Doran's Blade, and Berserker Greaves for Twitch. As we said, a load more farm, couple more kills in there as well. Have to see how that translates going forward, as that dragon is now up in 5 seconds. So SK starting to take positions for it. SKT are going to come around the side as well, and they may well just go in. There is that pink ward down, which obviously the Rat has to be most careful of. He knows that because his that last ward was just taken down. So will SKT1 make a move for this? There we go.
The
Hook coming in towards Hercubot. Not quite landing. Wall of Pain will go in there. Hercubot has to slide away. They've stopped on the Dragon. This is going to be a big fight.
They're going to go in for it, and you can see Suno's getting caught out straight away. Ocelot does manage to repel. Cataclysm comes down, but it's Suno. They're trying to catch on towards Bielsa, and does manage to take one down. The second goes down. It's Candy Panda. Kevin getting flipped around. He's going to get dropped down. The Rat from range is just poking back, and now Reaper continues to chase the Cocoon from Ocelot, but I don't think that's going to be enough to save him. They're going to turn back towards the Dragon. They're picking the Dragon up while Ocelot gets taken down by Reaper. Here comes Raven just to help out and pick up a kill, and it's going to be SK Telecom with an ace and a Dragon. Complete domination, and that's going to shoot their gold into a 6,000 lead. And honestly, I'm not sure how SK can come back from this one now.
Well, look at this. SKT1 are all headed up the river. That can mean only one thing. Baron time here for SKT1. And they're going to kick it off straight away. And as I say that, they just decide to back away. Good stuff.
Yeah, it was a risky move, honestly. And you could see that SK Gaming were heading straight forward. And they simply were very low on health as well. So why risk it? Now, I'm just going to go back. They're going to buy. And what is Reaper building? I'm not too sure which way he's going to go. Obviously, he will start off with the Warmogs. Did exactly the same thing. You know what? SK Gaming thought about doing the same thing. And they may well try and do it now. They're not close enough to do this, and they realise that the fact that SK Telecom did have that ward in there simply meant they had to back away.
Yeah, they're not strong enough at this point. That was pretty much apparent. They couldn't get in there. Blue buff actually is going to be done here, and looks like Kevin will take that himself, unless Ocelot gets the shift on.
Yeah, he's waiting for Ocelot. He's delaying there. This bottom turret is still not taken down there. Reaper just wiping out that wave very clearly. Starlast 228 currently. I wonder if he's a fan of blues music. Got a lot of soul.
Oh God.
Oh, it's the end of a day, Joe.
It is the end of the day.
We've got to have a little fun, especially when it's a game that, well, actually it's pretty lively, to be fair.
It is definitely a lively one, Ian. I think that's got a lot to do with the fact that, you know, both teams are, I say, safe, but safe in the knowledge of where they're going to finish, at least. SK, of course, no chance to go through. And the Rat and the Bear going to team up for this one. Kevin going to get flipped back. Raven is there ready and waiting, gets the slowdown. The counter-strike going to go off onto Bielzihan, but is Raven going to be able to finish this one up? They need another flip. As well, the Bear can't quite get in there.
Really good use from Kevin there, using that counter-strike, blocking a lot of the damage that was coming towards him. Obviously, there was that big creep wave as well. But Raven not able to catch him down, and he does back off. So SK Telecom forcing the top laner back. We see Reaper heading down towards the bottom, and they're going to keep on the split push this time, using Reaper as that lane pusher. Standard sort of stuff from SK Telecom. Not too sure how they're going to stand. They did beat CJ Enters Frost early on, but Frost have looked very, very good. And, you know, they've just beat Mio Makers in really quick time, honestly. They started not long before this game, and they finished very, very early on. We do see the Demacia standard going down there. Are they going to try and go in towards the red buff? No, Reaper's already picked it off. Cocoon misses out, and Reaper backs away.
Yeah, nicely timed there by T1. Let's see what they can do now. Obviously, Baron not being taken. Both teams were up there thinking about giving it a go. In the end, decides against it. Let's have a look through some of the items. Aegis finished for Volibear. Static Shiv was picked up by Twitch. That's Seeker's Arm Guard. And a blasting one from earlier for Karthus. On the other hand, Giant's Belt for Ocelot, making that bit more tanky. Infinity Edge was done a little bit earlier. And the Crit Cloak now for Tristana as well. And there's a Phage in with Jax.
So SK Gaming, what can they do? Can they do anything? They're 6,000 gold behind. They need to just pull off some incredible team fight, but the last one didn't quite work out. They need to jump on that rat. Candy, Panda, and Kevin need to be focusing the same targets as well as Ocelot. You know, the three of them, they can all dive on that one rat. They can get on him pretty easily if they were to start in the right place. Nif has landed some great crescendos in the past, so there's no reason why he can't do it again. And SK Gaming, can they turn it around? They are starting to build that damage out. He has got an Infinity Edge now, going towards that last Whisper as well. He's going to be hurting. Actually, it's probably a Phantom Dancer he's going to go for, actually, picking up that Crit Cloak. But we do see Kevin getting engaged. I've got that Fortitude Potion running. Just jumps away, leap strikes off. SK Telecom are maybe, while he's down there, setting up for a Baron.
Yeah, they're actually got that Oracle running on Beelzehan, as he said, and are they going to set up for a kill here? Or at least...
If they see that ward come down, they may leap towards him, and the hook may go through. Yeah, he tried to throw it out. It was a bit too slow.
Yeah, a little bit slow on that one. Need to be really ready for that one. Flag comes in as well. Beelzehan going to take away the ward and say, well, how many have you got to throw over this ward?
Well, not that many, it seems. They have got a pink ward still. Cocoon actually lands through there, but Raven starts to go aggressive. Wall of Pain did go down on Ocelot, but he does manage to back away from that one. Candy Panda, explosive shot, launches Reaper away.
Yeah, nice use of the ultimate there. Not going to have any of that one, but SKT1 here are heading once again in towards that Baron area. Can SK do anything about this one? Spiderling going to go in there. Will explode and reveal the position. But look at this, the rat is actually right on top of him. They're going to focus, first of all, down towards Hercubot. The Cocoon will land on the bear, but Reaper going to dive in on towards Candy Panda. He jumped away, Beelzehan going to force the repel out of Ocelot, but he's now being caught off. Will he be finished off? Yes, he will. It's Reaper that gets that. Hercubot now in trouble. He gets flung back. That's a kill coming in. Beelzehan did pick that one up. Reaper is actually tanking up the turret here as he's stuck inside the Cataclysm. Well, that's going to be a 3-for-0. They didn't really even lose much health there, SKT.
Didn't lose a great deal at all, and they're just going to go straight away and pick up that Baron buff. It's going to be a big advantage. It's going to turn them into a, just shy of 10,000 gold advantage, and they will get taken down incredibly quickly. You can hear the spray and pray, as well as the defile from Suno. They waste, just dropping him down. Reaper has got that Blade of the Rune King picked up earlier on as well, which meant he's doing a lot more damage in that fight. And honestly, Ocelot and Hercubot, they were just pincing straight out. The moment they got caught out there was no chance of them surviving. And you can see how quick the wave clear from Reaper is now. They are going to shove on down and take the dragon.
Yeah, and the thing is, the rat is always a constant threat to you there, especially, you know, if you can't afford oracles the entire time, he is going to get right on top of you before he really unloads everything. They say, in London, you can never more than 5 meters from a rat. Seems to be the case here also on Summoner's Rift.
Does seem to be the case for SK Gaming. It seems to be the case. Oh, hello, Kevin's going to get caught and go straight towards Suno. Can Suno get the damage down? He's going to get exhausted. Oh, Kevin, you are going to get caught out here, and you're dead before your team gets close to surviving. The Ignite on Suno is not going to be enough, and Hercubot was heading that way, but I don't know what he was thinking. He should have known that the rest of the team was there, and that's just a case of trying to take anything from nothing. They've already got Baron, so that's a dangerous position straight away.
Well, Candy Panda is also pushing out that top lane. We can see there Raven making short work of the bottom lane, actually going up towards the Blade of the Ruined King. And now Candy Panda in all kinds of trouble. Reaper going to wait for the jump as he goes flying in towards him. Ocelot is going to be there ready and waiting. And Reaper already taking a lot of damage. But look at that. He's going to kill Candy Panda. Reaper going to jump away. Repel coming down from Ocelot. And he gets shut down.
He gets the return kill, but immediately SK Telecom pushing straight down that mid lane. We do see Hercubot going to come across. He's going to try and clear it out. Starlass lashing out the minions there. He's going to try and pressure it down. Hercubot doing as what he can to defend. But as soon as Suno gets here, he needs to be making a run for it. That turret is going to go down, and Starlast immediately thinking of winding it up. Bielsa, and you can see, looking to try and get that flip down. Instead, they're going to turn and run down that bottom lane. Ravens keeping it pushing.
Red buff is available for the taking. Bielsa gonna start that one off. As you said, Twitch has pushed that bottom lane completely out, and SK here in a dangerous position. Oracle on Bielsa really working out nicely for him. There is a red buff given over to Twitch, the prime target for SKT at this stage of it. Baron, though, not going to be lasting too much longer for them. Already past that halfway point, but their gold lead at this point is over 10,000, and that just means that SK are facing more than an uphill battle. It's more of a vertical climb.
It is a bit of a climb right now, and for once, you know, it was 11-11. And it's now 23-12. So the team fights, the last number of team fights have not gone SK Gaming's way. Bielsa doing a little dance, making a little noise in that bush. He's going to get down tonight. 30 minutes gone in the game. I'm just gonna leave myself ending there. Look at that. They're even using the lamp to just pull that AP carry a little bit closer so he can pick up the guys. It's like, I want more souls.
All the souls. Actually, let's have a look at him right now, see where he's at. 136 armor, not bad, not bad at all from those souls. And also got an Aegis in there, should probably mention that fact as well. But SK really don't have a lot left to work with. We are seeing Jax having to recall back up there because SKT1 starting to push their way through this middle lane. They've got not many wards down in the jungle.
I think he was backing because he thought the minions were going to take that turret. Instead, he got left with about 3 hit points. So he didn't get it. Oh, Bielsa goes aggressive, tries to charge down Candy Panda, who just rocket jumps straight away.
Right now, both teams not wanting to put a foot wrong. SK know that all they can really do at this stage is sit back and soak up as much as those minion waves as they can. Try and farm themselves back into a position where they can do something, as we are going to see Starless getting caught out by the cocoon. Jax got the Trinity Falls complete now, and will finally go down into this bottom lane. Jax backs away, and SKT are going to be taking the next tower, the inner turret in this bottom lane. Still an inner turret in the top lane to have, but they may end up just going that little bit further in. But they're playing this one by the book.
They are playing it by the numbers. As it stands, if they do manage to get a hook on any member of SK Gaming, I expect them to follow straight through, and you see Starlast. And if you can launch anything out there, Reaper's just waiting to see if anyone's going to pass through, make that mistake. Hergibot thought about it. Ocelot's looking at it. Will they pass up towards that mid lane? There's nothing a great deal there, and they've just pinged it out and saying, yeah, we know he's there. We're not going to get caught out by it. Candy Panda, though, is getting poked at slowly but surely, and he is going to go for it. Pops the ultimate. Is it going to be enough? Reaper flashes through. The exhaust goes down. The rest of his team follow through. It's a great crescendo from them. Is it going to be enough? They do manage to take down the Reaper. Now they're going to turn on towards the next one. It's going to be the ultimate coming out. Requiem does a chunk of damage across the board, and now SK Telecom T1 continuing to chase through. Ocelot trying to dodge out those lane waves, but he can't get away from it. He's going to get taken down by Suno with the flash, and that's going to be the inhibitor going down. So despite the fact they got a kill in there, Candy Panda flipped in there. Oh, he's not going to be able to jump away from that one. Raven picks up another, and the inhibitor. Now they're just going to run away.
Yeah, flipped and hooked. You are in trouble. So 56,000 to 43,000 gold, 6-2 in turrets. After 32 minutes, you've got Baron coming back up in 1.5 minutes. And Starlast may get caught out here. He will. It's the Cataclysm used, but look how tanky Starlast is. He's not really taking much damage from Hercubot. We've got Hercubot sliding in there. To be honest, Suno could probably just turn around and have a go at him here. Kevin obviously different, and Starlast will hook Kevin away from his teammate. Suno has no flash available. Exhaust goes down onto Kevin. Are they going to kill him? Yes, they are. It's Starlast who will get himself one. Should have been the double, to be honest. It was Karthus who secured that one in the end. And, well, SK not even able to kill him in that scenario.
Starlast is too tanky right now. He's got so strong. He's got 141 armor on him, and probably is the last person you want to go towards, maybe apart from Bielsa. And immediately just goes back down, joins his AD carry, and clears out the waves. Bielsa and Reaper, meanwhile, pushing in that bottom lane. going to be assisting the Super Minions. They're going to try and catch on towards Starlass once again. Are they going to have enough this time? Yes, they will. It's Ocelot that picks up the kill. Can they get back towards it? Raven going down. He's going to try and pop on towards them and try and bait them in there. Is he baited too heavily, though? He's going to turn on towards Candy Panda. Candy Panda rocket jumps away. Ocelot picks up another kill. Now Reaper turns on towards Ocelot. Crescendo comes out. Candy Panda desperately tries to survive. No, the minions get him down. It's Raven that picked up that kill. Nif, though, just trying to hang on in here. Reaper's taken down Ocelot already. He gets a double kill, takes down Nif, and SK Gaming are dropping like flies.
Dancing bear there in the base of SK Gaming. Beelzehan happy about that one. And, well, not looking too good for SK. I think is probably a little bit of an understatement. Kevin going to get pulled out there by the flip. Actually jumped in again. The counter-strike went off. And SKT1 just not really that scared of him at this point. Hercubot going to be flipped out. Can they get enough damage to force him away from the proceedings? He's going to actually use his ultimate. Traps both Beelzehan and Reaper in there, but they just took no damage.
Kevin's just like, I am not jumping into that pit with you. You've got to be kidding. That's going to turn on me. It could have maybe jumped in and counter-strike them both, but it is going to be another inhibitor turret going down, and the inhibitor will follow. Hercubot going to maybe pressure on towards Reaper. Yeah, Reaper's just going to back away from this one. The rest of the team had respawned. Unfortunately, he does hold on, though. So, is it enough? The bottom lane inhibitor down. Baron has respawned. SK Telecom setting up for the next Baron.
Just to say, Thresh has actually only got 100 and something hit points less than Volibear, and also they have 10 armor separating them as well. So Thresh is pretty tanky right now, I think we can safely say. As you saw in that last fight, Hercubot's like, I think there's something wrong with my sword here. It just doesn't quite work.
It doesn't seem to be doing the damage, despite the fact, of course, that Kevin has at Trinity Force. Tons of damage is required on Starlast, and it does look like the Baron, he may well get engaged. Oh, the hook on Nif, he's going to pull him in. Will he be able to turn around and flash Crescendo, though? Is Starlast actually taking a hell of a lot of damage, and Crescendo does come across. Ocelot leaps in there. Can he get one? He gets one down. Starlast, Beelzehan now going to be the second target. Kevin trying to turn him down, but Raven is just too strong, as is Reaper coming down and just burning the team down. So it's a great initiation, great engage, but frankly, SK Telecom are too strong right now. There's too much damage coming out from them.
Reaper actually going straight through the turrets here. Doesn't care whatsoever about that damage. They're going to go in towards that middle inhibitor, of course. Bottom inhibitor already taken down. The super minions have been coming through on that side of things. Hercubot and Candy Panda, the last two men alive, when they've got so much armor coming in. There is Hercubot going around. He's flipped back and in, and he jumps again with the Cataclysm, but he's going to die. It's Raven that gets the kill. Second Nexus turret is going to be picked off as well. The Nexus will fall quickly after. SK Telecom just trying to get kills on the fountain there at the end, but it will be SK Telecom here to beat SK Gaming in the final game of Group B here at the Intel Extreme Masters World Championships.
And that does, of course, mean that SK Telecom Team 1 will be top of the group. It does mean they go directly through to the semi-finals, and that also means that CJ Enters Frost will be second, which means they face Millennium tomorrow in the quarterfinals, and it also means that CJ Enters Frost will be on the exact same size along with Millennium as Gambit Gaming in the semis.
Well, it kind of mix up the whole European and Korean teams, which I think is a good thing overall.
Yeah, because Frost didn't want to face Blaze, did they?
Yeah, exactly. That would have been a little bit sad for the two CJ Enters teams. But that's actually it from me and Demon for today. We'll obviously be back tomorrow. Demon, thank you very much as per usual. My long-term partner, always great to have you here. Or at least that's what the guys here at Intel Extreme Masters called us anyway. We're going to go over to the analyst desk one last time with Jarrett Kale and his posse.
SK Telecom proving themselves to be the stronger of the SKs today.
This time around, that's for sure.
Well, I'm happy that I got the prediction correct. SK did win that matchup, and it was an exciting game. I think in about 35 minutes, it was 47 kills on the board.
Yeah, action-packed.
It was scrappy. I mean, let's be honest. You know, it was kills all over the place, people getting caught, people getting picked off. But it was exciting to watch, and it was fun to watch.
Yeah, and of course the difference between that is SKT1, they'd catch people, they'd have these scrappy little fights, but then they'd take an objective for it. They'd take a dragon or a tower, or a massive ton of CS, whichever. Take a little map control, a buff or something similar. SK Gaming, they got little scrappy things and they picked up 1 or 2 kills, but they couldn't get anything more from it. They just never had that opportunity because SKT1 took the fights, they started the fights in situations that would only end up benefiting themselves.
Candy Panda playing Tristana, you were questioning a few decisions through it, Jared.
Well, no, I think that early on he jumped into a tower in bottom lane. He took the kill, but then couldn't escape the tower. Burned his barrier, still didn't live. I guess miscalculated his mana. He couldn't jump out after the kill, which is probably what he was thinking he was going to do. That's a bit of a bummer, and I've been in that situation too many times myself, so I vicariously lived through him and started crying right here at the desk. Oh yeah, best Tristana. But it's always fun for me to watch Tristana. I love, watching champions that you...
I noticed you were getting quite worked up just at the support of
That's why I had to pull it in.
Not even the support of Candy Panda, just the support of Tristana in that one.
Yeah. Well, let's jump into the first replay of 2 that we got lined up for you. It is around about 9 minutes into the game, and you're going to see that SK Telecom one. They're going to go very aggressive on this bottom lane. Raven and Starloss trying to pick up a kill. Candy Panda is there. He's looking very tasty and delicious as that Tristana yodel. Panky, talk us through the play.
Yeah, it is Starlust again. He starts it out. Raven goes around, take the first tower shot. Hercubody's here to respond, but a quick box comes down, locking the slow. It means he can't chase onto Raven. Unfortunately, Candy Panda's been hitting him the whole time, takes him very low, and with a quick ultimate, he does use the execute. This is the point where it all becomes Starlust. He's running away from the lane. Hercubot's got the red buff slow, landing the auto attack. The whole time he's running, his passive is charging back up again. As soon as Candy Panda exposes himself, comes back in with the hook, there's a big chunk of health with the extra proc on his damage from his Q. And then with the last E, executes and picks him up a kill. Best of a bad situation, but it's just keeping a calm head, keeping it cool, not panicking. Okay, I'm definitely going to be dead. What could I do here? Well, for most of it, it's, well, just wait, let myself die. Then Candy Panda is exposed himself. He sees that opportunity. There's a lot of creeps in there, but he realizes they're all my creeps. I can get back through that. And he lands a hook, which Candy Panda, admittedly, credit to him, he did try and dodge it, but unfortunately it was too well placed in the first place. And it allowed him to pick up that kill. Our next replay is going to be, it's Starlust again, landing some incredible hooks, this time a little bit later on, 35 minutes.
Let's paint the picture right now, because 26 minutes of gameplay has passed between the first replay and the second one, and SK Gaming have just lost more and more towers. There are 7 towers down to 2. They've lost an inhibitor. They just really got battered on the map. They had no vision, really. They were unable to move out of their base, and they were under a lot of pressure. SK Telecom won start the Baron fight at 35 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. I've got the scoreboard up for one reason, so I can show you where the SK Gaming members are. They're moving up towards this Baron to pick an engagement fight, and this was a highlight that, Panky, you pretty much said, look, this has to be in there because, of Starlost's play. Tell us what was so special about it.
Well, it's the fact that this point, you notice how tanky he was. Joe mentioned how much health he had, very similar to Volley. Actually, he's got a lot of souls, of course, he's got a lot of armor.
Let me pull that up for one quick second. That is a Rylai's Crystal Scepter, Aegis of the Legion, and Ruby Sidestone. So tanky with some DPS as well.
Exactly. When you've got that favor and you got that farm, why not build something like that? And that max range hook coming out onto Nif pulls him straight back in. And this is the point where most Thresh players would have stopped. He decided, you know what, I can go in this. I can activate that, go in, lands a perfect box, locking all 4 members of SK into here. You got to notice that obviously at the start of the replay, Hercubot was still in the base. Reaper was going to get here first with Zed. Raven, look at him on the back side of this thing. No CC onto him, no damage onto him. He's just spraying and praying all the way across this SK lineup that were locked in to that ramp area. Ocelot uses his repel, gets up, gets onto the squishy target at the back of the fight because, of course, Starlust took a lot of damage early on. But ultimately, that was a useless kill. Starlust has used all of his abilities. Going that far deep just to get that kill is just to get that kill. And again, Raven was ignored the whole time. Jack leapt in on the backside trying to do the same thing. Yeah, they got that 1 kill on Starlust, but it's not an important kill in that situation when you could have used both of those abilities to get onto Twitch and you didn't. It's a bad decision making, it's a bad call. But again, credit to Raven, dodging that standard ultimate, dodging all the CC that was coming straight through, and a perfect spot for that initiate. Starlust, good eye for that, with all the AoE they had, with the Karthus, which, I want to point out, Suno running all these APs in the bottom or top lane, or whichever it is he wants to switch it to. Something very new, something exciting that I'd like to see more of, so hopefully he doesn't go anywhere fast.
Well, there's a lot of prize money to play for with the games being played out. I know at Nexus and EG they are still playing at the moment, but that matchup won't determine the different, anything in this game. Jared, how does that look for tomorrow?
Well, we open the day at 9:30 with the quarterfinals, same time we started today. The first match of the day is Millennium versus
Frost.
CJ
yes, that's right.
Frost. CJ Frost. And then that will be followed by CJ Blaze, and the third Group B, which is a Nexus. those are going to be epic, and I'm going to be cheering so hard for Nexus tomorrow, and I think a lot of people will be too. Definitely the underdogs going into the semifinals. Epic games. This is when it starts getting really serious. This is when we get to our best of threes tomorrow. I like that a lot. I think best of ones, because they have to flip a coin, only one of them gets to play blue once and red once, and it just seems that the longer the series goes, on average, the better team wins. I like that too. But at the same time, more variance allows teams like NX to shock us all and move forward. So I'm super pumped for tomorrow.
Yeah, already. It's going to be cool. We do kick it off. It's going to be 3 best of 3s, both quarterfinals, and I believe the first semi-final will be shown tomorrow. And then, of course, on Saturday, it's going to be the last semi-final and the best of 5 grand final. So loads more League of actions coming your way. My name has been Quickshot. It's been a lot of fun.
I've been Peggy. It's been even more fun.
I am Jarrett Kale, and I definitely had more fun than both of these guys.
Because you're going to sing.
Because on Saturday, along with the grand finals, you'll hear me sing. My whole family will hear me sing for the first time. Everyone in the world, because I do not sing.
That is an exclusive to record, to put on YouTube, and to link all over the place.
I look forward to my future grandchildren laughing at me for that, along with everyone in my whole life for the next 10 years. So, we're going to throw it over to the stage. Shocks, we'll close out the show tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in tomorrow. Please, thank you so much for tuning in today. Please tune in tomorrow. We're tired, man. Have a good night.
Goodbye.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for your hard work again. Today, only the second day, we still got 2 to go. But what a day it was here again. We got 3 of the 4 Korean teams who eventually made it out of the group stage. SK Telecom, T1, CJ Entus Blaze, and CJ Entus Frost. Then on the European front, the LCS teams didn't do so good. Fnatic are out, EG are out, SK Gaming are out. But the other teams like Millennium and Nexus sure did step up to the plate. And what to say about Gambit, who are just doing amazing both in the LCS and here and coming to defend their title. Now, tomorrow we're going to have a batch of other matches, but if you want to share your thoughts about the games we had today, or you want to share us who you think is going to do good tomorrow, you can reach us via Facebook on facebook.com/IEM, or you can go on Twitter, really easy, just tweet at IEM, #IEM. If you missed some of the games, or if you want to rewatch some moments, you can check out youtube.com/ESLTV for the VODs. And also remember that from Saturday morning on, you can vote for the MVP who can win this kick-ass BenQ monitor on facebook.com/IEM. Now, the most important thing, what matches are we going to see tomorrow? What is the schedule going to look like? We're going to be starting off at 9:30 again, and the first match we're going to have is CJ Entus Frost versus Millennium. The second round of 6 match is going to be CJ Entus Blaze versus Nexus Esports. These are both going to be best of 3s. The first semifinal, also a best of 3, is going to be Gambit BenQ versus the winner of CJ Entus Frost versus Millennium. Okay, that's a lot of action tomorrow. Again, some great matches coming up. So I hope you enjoyed today. I know we did. And we'll see all of you tomorrow.